Assalamu alaikum, hello everyone, and welcome back to another real lifestyle thriller that will leave you speechless. This story takes place in Houston, Texas, in one of the most expensive gated communities in River Oaks. A place where the driveways are longer than most people's houses, and every garage has at least one Bentley. My name is Layla Rahman, 52 years old. Pakistani American, born and raised in Sugarland. Chief Financial Officer at Apex Energy Partners, one of the biggest oil and gas firms in Texas. Annual compensation, $1.9 million. Net worth before the nightmare, roughly $28 million. Stocks, 401k, 2 homes, and a ranch in Katy. 25 years ago I married the man every Desi auntie called the perfect damad, Dr. Kamal Rahman, 54, cardiothoracic surgeon at Houston Methodist, tall, salt and pepper beard, soft voice, always quoting Rumi on Instagram. We were the couple everyone posted about, 25 years and still in love #couple goals #silver anniversary. That's what I thought too, until the night of our silver anniversary. 2 weeks before the big party, I woke up at 3:17 a.m. to whispers outside our bedroom door. Kamal was on the phone, voice low and excited the way it used to be when he closed a big surgery. Yes, Mom, everything is arranged. She has no idea. After my speech, Mr. Whitaker will hand her the papers right at the table. Public humiliation is the only way she'll sign without a fight. The River Oaks mansion stays with us, the ranch gets sold, and the Katy Lake house, well, that'll be for me and Jasmine. Jasmine. I didn't know any Jasmine. I lay completely still, heart pounding so loud I was scared he'd hear it. His mother, Begum Saida Rahman, the grand matriarch of Houston's Pakistani community, replied in Urdu, "Beta, just make sure the prenup she signed in 2002 is airtight. Texas is a community property state, but if we prove emotional distress and infidelity on her side." Infidelity on my side? 25 years, not even a late-night text, and they were planning to frame me? The next morning Kamal kissed my forehead like nothing happened. Yawn, I've planned the most beautiful silver anniversary. 120 guests, the Houstonian ballroom, string quartet, fireworks, everything perfect. He had never planned a single birthday in 25 years. I always did. That day his phone lit up while he was in the shower. Calendar reminder. Call Jay, confirm dress arrival, size 2 Tiffany blue. I knew my husband's tells. When he lied, he touched the back of his neck. When I asked, "Who's Jay?" he touched the back of his neck and said, "Just Jordan from the hospital, new resident." Lie. That evening his mother showed up unannounced with her fake sweet smile and a leather folder. "Layla Beta, I've been thinking, you're 52 now. No children. Allah ki marzi. We should update the will. For charity, and for my nephews back in Karachi." She slid the folder across the marble island. Inside, a new will draft leaving everything to Rahman Family Trust, controlled by Kamal and her. I smiled and said, "Of course, Kalda, I'll have my lawyer look at it." Her eyes narrowed for a split second. That night I did what any CFO with 28 years of forensic accounting experience would do. I cloned his phone while he slept. What I found made me throw up in the ensuite bathroom. Thousands of texts to Jasmine Butterfly, a 29-year-old nurse practitioner at his hospital. Photos of a $68,000 diamond necklace he bought her with our money. A secret apartment in Galleria he rented for her -$7,200 a month. And worst, screenshots of emails with Whitaker and Associates, the most ruthless divorce firm in Texas, titled Operation Silver Exit Plan. Publicly served divorce papers on anniversary night. Accuse Layla of emotional abuse and hidden gambling addiction, completely fabricated, force immediate settlement under duress. Keep the $14 million River Oaks mansion, because the trust documents were updated last year while I was in London for work. They even had fake bank statements ready showing I had lost $4.8 million gambling in Vegas. Photoshopped. Dated during weeks I was actually in Doha for a conference. I didn't cry. I got angry. The kind of calm, ice-cold angry that makes you dangerous. The next 10 days I moved like a ghost. Transferred $11 million into new solo accounts in the Caymans, perfectly legal, I'm the CFO. Had my own forensic team pull the original 1999 gift deed for the River Oaks land. It was bought by my father 6 months before the wedding, in my name only. Discovered Kamal had secretly refinanced the mansion twice, $3.2 million in hidden debt. And the biggest bomb, my childless aunt in Toronto, whom Kamal hated, had died 3 weeks earlier and left me her entire $19 million estate, House in Forest Hill, condo in Dubai, cash, Tesla stock. I hadn't told a soul. The night of the silver anniversary arrived. The Houstonian ballroom looked like a royal wedding. White orchids flown in from Thailand. Ice sculptures. 120 guests in diamonds and designer lehenga, sherwani. Kamal was glowing. His mother kept patting his arm like a proud peacock. Jasmine sat at table 12 in a backless Tiffany blue gown, pretending to be Daddy's colleague's daughter. After dessert, the MC announced, "Now, Dr. Kamal Rahman would like to say a few words to his beautiful wife on their 25th anniversary." The room went silent. Phones came out. Kamal took the mic, eyes shining with fake tears. 25 years ago I married the woman I thought was my forever. He turned to me dramatically. But forever has an expiration date. Gasps. A lawyer in a cheap suit, Whitaker's Jr., walked up with a silver folder and placed it in front of me. Inside, divorce papers, demanding I vacate the mansion in 7 days. Kamal continued, voice cracking theatrically. Layla has been emotionally abusive for years. She hid a gambling addiction that nearly bankrupted us. I can no longer live this lie. I deserve happiness. I deserve someone who makes me feel young again. He looked straight at Jasmine when he said, young. The room erupted. Desi aunties were clutching their pearls. Uncles were shaking heads. Someone shouted, Sharam Karo, Kamal. His mother was smiling like she'd won an Oscar. Kamal thought he'd broken me. He thought I'd cry and sign. Instead, I stood up slowly, smoothed my champagne silk sari, took the microphone from his hand, and smiled the sweetest smile Houston had ever seen. Thank you, Kamal, for that creative fiction. The room went dead quiet. Friends, family, Instagram live audience, yes, I see the phones. Let me tell you the real story. I pulled out my own silver folder. First, this mansion we're standing in? Bought by my father in 1999, 6 months before the wedding, titled solely in my name. Here's the original deed. Kamal was added later as a courtesy. In Texas, that makes it separate property. He gets 0. Kamal went white. Second, 3 weeks ago my aunt in Toronto passed and left me $19 million, cash, property, stocks. Kamal didn't know because he never cared about my family. His mother actually dropped her champagne glass. Third, the so-called gambling losses? Photoshopped. I have the metadata report right here. I clicked the remote. The ballroom screen lit up with side-by-side comparisons, fake statements versus real ones. And finally, the best part. I turned to Jasmine, who looked ready to faint. Sweetie in the Tiffany blue dress, table 12 yes, you. The apartment Kamal rented for you? Paid with community property, which means in the divorce, you'll be named co-respondent. Enjoy the deposition. Jasmine stood up and bolted. One stiletto broke. She ran barefoot out of the Houstonian while 120 phones filmed. Kamal tried to grab the mic. Layla, stop, we can talk. Talk? I laughed. You spent $178,000 on this party with our money to humiliate me. You took out $3.2 million in secret mortgages. You bought your girlfriend a Birkin with my bonus. I turned to the crowd. So here's my anniversary gift to my husband. I filed for divorce at 9:03 a.m. this morning. Fault-based. Adultery and fraud. The mansion is mine. The ranch is mine. The Dubai condo I just inherited? Mine. He gets half the Toyota Camry we bought in 2012, and 100% of the $3.2 million debt. The ballroom exploded. Someone started slow clapping. Then the whole room. Kamal's mother screamed, this is haram. You can't do this. Actually, Calda auntie, in Texas I can. And I just did. Kamal's boss from the hospital was there. He stood up. Dr. Rahman, Monday morning, the board will be reviewing your position. We can't have this kind of publicity. 3 months later the divorce was final. Kamal got half the 2012 Camry. I kept the newer Mercedes, 100% of the secret debt. A studio apartment in Midtown. Weekend shifts at urgent care clinic because the hospital fired him. His mother had to sell her Sugar Land mansion to pay legal fees. Jasmine? Disappeared. Last seen selling the Birkin on the RealReal. Me? I sold the ranch, kept the River Oaks mansion, moved half the year to my new Dubai penthouse, and started a foundation for women over 40 rebuilding after betrayal. Every Thursday I host brunches in the same ballroom where my marriage died. We drink mimosas and laugh about the men who thought they could trade us in for younger models. And on the wall hangs a huge framed photo from that night, me holding the mic, Kamal's face drained of color, with the caption, 25 years was long enough. Now it's my time. If this story gave you chills and made you cheer, like, subscribe, and comment the city you're watching from, Houston. Dallas, Karachi, London, and tell me, would you have taken the mic?